My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Hey folks, welcome back. Another fantastic guest on the call with us. We've got Verna Staggers, who is zooming in from the outskirts of Washington, D.C. And Verna has a very interesting backstory. She comes from corporate America. She worked for years in human resources. So she's the one keeping people on track and slapping people's wrists when they're saying the wrong thing and doing the wrong thing at the wrong time, all that kind of stuff. And then she got into real estate. And first of all, she was a very active real estate investor. And then she discovered passive real estate investing. And that's become her new full-time gig. So Verna, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thank you, Dave. Glad to be here.
So Verna, give us a quick snapshot of what does real estate investing look like right now, August 2024 for Verna Staggers. What do you do? What do you focus on? What does a portfolio look like these days?
Yeah, Dave. So right now I think it's kind of I think it's a really good time to be an investor despite what the markets are looking like today. I think we're poised for a recovery. So for me personally, I'm probably about 85% passive investing, although I'm still a landlord. I have some local properties here in Washington, D.C. area, but most of my portfolio is in real estate syndications today. And so I went all in 2021. So right now we're holding and I'm living off the proceeds and living off the distributions right now. So it's good.
Very sweet. Very, very, very nice. So it sounds like you got out of your portfolio at a pretty good time, 2021. Was it primarily single family homes, small multis? What did you guys have?
Yeah, so I had two fourplexes in the Washington, D.C. area. And I tell you, it was the best time because when I sold, that's when I started, the prices literally started to go down. And I kind of spy on the building every now and then because I held it for so long, they can't sell it. So I sold at the right time and I cashed out and I went all in on my passive investing. But yeah, it was a good timing on my part.
Yeah, definitely. Now, how did you see any challenges? Because it sounds like you got in all in passive investing, maybe at the peak of that as well. I know a lot of passive investors have had some challenges recently with some of their investments because for the longest time it was just go, 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 go. And at least in the multifamily space, it's kind of flattened a bit, at least recently. Any challenges with that with your portfolio, Berna?
Yeah, you're exactly right. So interest rates started to creep up
Yeah.
right when
Okay.
I got in, and I think it peaked in 2022. And so there are a lot of sponsors out there that are struggling. And
Yeah.
I'm fortunate that I happen to be with a couple of sponsors that are doing the right things and they're focusing on the fundamentals. And so we're obviously going to hold until there's a more favorable market. But it's tough out there right now. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, in the interest rate environment. So yeah, I got in it during that time.
Well, it's a good thing that you got in with the right people that actually know
Yeah.
what the heck they're doing.
Yeah. I thank my lucky stars every day because I hear
Yeah, yeah.
stories about all kinds of things.
So, Verna, you come from corporate America, and I understand now you're kind of talking with people from that world
Yeah.
about passive investing. What are some of the challenges you have
It's challenging.
educating really intelligent business type folks about
Yeah.
real estate? Any
Well,
challenges there?
yeah, there are, and I'll tell you why. It's very interesting because I work with a lot of people that have, I would say, a significant amount of disposable income.
Yeah,
But you're taught to do what? Put it in your 401k, invest in the stock market. And so I think a lot of people are just kind of trained to think, oh, investing equals 401k stock market, and they
yeah,
don't really consider that there are other alternative investments out there that might even get them to their goals quicker. So really trying to change that paradigm has been tough. And basically, in the beginning, I was my best call because I would just say, hey, this is what I did. And then they knew me and they trusted me. But yeah, I think getting out of that mindset that it's all about the stock market and the 401k, I think that's the biggest barrier.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, it's really interesting, Vern. I was just interviewing another gentleman an hour and a half ago today. Similar kind of situation, but he comes from big tech. So he comes from Silicon Valley, right? But the same thing. So he got into passive investing and he's in 100% in that right now as well. And same idea. I mean, his sphere, his network is all these tech guys. And we were talking about the exact same challenges he has with them because they've got it all in their head. Not so much the 401k and invest in, mutual funds and stocks and bonds, but they've got it in their heads to try and get these 25x returns on their money because that's what they see in tech sometimes. But that's kind of, everybody knows somebody that struck oil in tech, right? So that's the mentality he's got to kind of switch people around. So kind of similar. Like you're talking with these corporate types that are just used to doing things one way. He's talking to these tech types that just have their set way of doing things. It is challenging. One thing that he's doing effectively is just kind of not trying to convince them to stop doing that, but just showing them that this is an alternative to add in addition to what they're already doing. So that might be something that you look at and say, hey, you got your 401ks, keep going with that. But hey, what about this? If you created a self-directed 401k and you put a portion of your investing into something boring and steady and eddy, and which is real estate, and you just kind of illustrate how they can be getting good solid returns and perhaps even reducing their tax burden by investing in real estate, that could be an angle that could work nicely for you.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And as you're talking, it brings up another barrier that I often hear. And I don't know if this came up in your interview today, but when people think about real estate, they think about REITs. Oh, I'm already invested in real estate. I'm in REITs. But that is not direct real property. That's investing in a company that invests in real estate. And so to your point
it's a
about
real
the
estate
tax,
mutual fund is what it
I
really
mean, that's a
is.
great way to put it, right? You're not getting the tax benefits. And so that's what I hear a lot. Oh, I've got, a portfolio of REITs. So it's not the same thing. So yeah, it's interesting how mindset is such a key player here. Yeah.
Yeah. Another tip that I got from this gentleman that could be interesting for you as well, Verna, is he started a club. So he had a whole bunch of his tech buddies that were interested in what he was, because he was doing pretty well with real estate.
Yeah.
So he ended up starting this club where he got them all involved, and now they are actually he's become a co-GP on a number of projects, and they're raising capital from within the club to invest in these kind of projects and things like that. Maybe down the road that might be something interesting for you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think today I'm focused more on the education piece, and I see myself and my colleagues and just really trying to educate them on what's out there. And that's probably down the road. So yeah.
Yeah. So what are you up to in addition to the active side of passive investing?
Yeah, I know it's like an oxymoron, right? Well, actually, I literally just decided to take the leap and I left corporate America at the end of last year. And I've been on a career break and I've been enjoying life and I've been traveling and I've been living what I talk about. And so I've literally been doing the things that I didn't have time to do because I was on that hamster wheel. I had no time freedom. And so I feel like I'm catching up on a lot of that now this summer, and then I'll decide what's next.
Oh, that is wonderful. Good for you. That is
Yeah.
fantastic. Now, when it comes to investing, where do you see yourself going in the next year or two, Verna?
Yeah. So my goal now is to continue to expand my portfolio. And so I'm thinking about diversifying. So right now I'm mostly in multifamily. I'm thinking about diversifying outside of that and maybe even getting into some senior housing, self-storage I've been spying on for a long time. It just hasn't made sense yet, but probably I would say self-storage is next for me as I expand my portfolio. When I read the stats around that and how Americans just, we like stuff and we just like to store
We
stuff.
keep buying junk.
We just keep buying junk and we just need a place to put it. And then you don't have to deal with the tenant headaches and all the things that come with multifamily. So I would say just expanding my portfolio beyond where I am now and diversifying within this segment.
Within real estate. Yeah, that makes
Within
a lot
real
of sense.
estate, yeah.
Yeah, I was that's a big benefit of having a podcast like this, Verna, as I get to talk with a lot of really smart people who are doing cool stuff. So yeah, I just interviewed a couple of gentlemen last week that are in the self-storage space.
Huh?
Interesting tidbit that I learned I had no idea about was that these days over 30% of self-storage clients are actually millennials and I think the younger generation, right? Like we
Z,
kind of
Gen Z,
assume
yeah.
it's a lot of older people just stowing all the crap that doesn't fit in the garage anymore. But what they're finding is a lot of younger people don't have space in their apartments for their
Um,
kayaks and their bicycles and all this kind of stuff. So they have self storage for that, and they're very actively going in and out of that self storage locker. Like every weekend, they're getting stuff in, and so that was really interesting how that demographics changed. Another one that you might consider looking at is light industrial. That seems to be a popular one with people that were in multifamily looking for additional asset classes, is getting into this light, I can't remember what it's called, industrial condo type stuff. Very, very interesting there because they got the triple net leases on there and a very
oh
different
yeah.
tenant profile. So anyhow, just there's so many different things that are
Apps,
popping
there's
up.
so many different things. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's exciting.
that is fantastic. Hey, so Verna, if people are interested in connecting with you, what's the best place or best way for them to do that?
Yeah, they should go to passive income for busyprofessionals.com. And so it's passive income, the number four, busyprofessionals.com. And I just have a lot of tips on there and just some advice that I think would be helpful, like educational advice, like how I got to where I am, tips for others. And I just, it's a great place to start.
I think that's wonderful. Well, thank you very much for sharing some of your experience on the show today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right, everybody, take care, and we will see you on the next episode.
Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now, at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.